Om. Om.
Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranaschakshu Shrotramato Balamindriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakaro Anirakaranamastvanirakaranam me astu Tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharmaste mai santu te mai santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Mahopanisad, chapter 5, verse 86. Astha, desire, is the storehouse of all sorrows. Freedom from desire is the storehouse of all joy. Once the desire is there, karma starts. Karma, having done karma phalas come. Karma phalas need new embodiments to enjoy or suffer one's karma phalas. And this cycle of janma and marana, birth and death, has no end until Atma Jnana is gained. So therefore, what is called popularly as samsara, our limited, calamitous, sorrowful existence continues. That is what was told. I am 86. Read.
Vasana tantu baddho sa prasiddhati dukkhaya sukhayo chedamagata.
Ayam vasana tantu baddha loka viparivartate. This first line we had seen. These people bound by vasana means desires, revolve in terms of samsaric experiences. Means they get subjected to the sorrowful samsara experiences. And what does this vasana do? Sa means vasana means desires. Prasiddha. Here prasiddha means when manifest. Vasanas manifest in our desires. When manifest, what happens to it? What does it do? Ati dukkhaya ad bhavati. It becomes the source or the cause of calamitous sorrows. There's no end to that. Whereas Uchedamagata. When that vasana desire is means all desires are uchedamagata, are destroyed, what happens? Sukhaya bhavati. It becomes the cause or the source of happiness. Means it is the desire, the source of sorrow and bondage. But the strange aspect is we consider desire as our friend. We think more desires fulfilled, we'll be more happy. Which is truly not the case, though we think to be so. Which is our erroneous concept. So how desires bind even a great person is explained with the help of illustration. Continue.
धीरोऽप्यति बहुज्ञोऽपि कुलजोऽपि महानपि तृष्णया बध्यते जन्तुः सिंहः शृङ्खलया यथा
धीरः अपि अति बहुज्ञः अपि कुलजः अपि महान् अपि जन्तुः तृष्णया बध्यते यथा सिंहः शृंखलया says even such a great person gets bound in samsara. Who is that? Not an ordinary person. Dhiraha api. Even if he is a great wise person. Bahudnyaha api. Even though he may be highly learned. So even if learned. Kulajaha api. Well born, from high birth, born in a great family. Mahanapi, even if the great person. For example, Ravana is not an ordinary person. He is great. As far as his learning concerned, he was more learned than Rama. Rama had learned 32 branches of knowledge. Ravana had learned 64 all branches of knowledge. And don't think he's an ordinary person, he's a great devotee of Shiva. Not ordinary Shiva, great devotee of Shiva. Brahmana, but got ruined by only one defect, kama, desire. Not only he got ruined, he ruined his entire clan. So even if a great person, jantuhu, jiva, the individual, Krishnaya badhyati. Badhyati is bound by Trishna. Trishna, that is hankering for sense pleasures. Krishnaya badhyati, hankering for sense pleasures. to this, an illustration is given. Yatha Simha Shankhalaya. Just as a lion, a mighty animal, yet it is what? Bound by putting it in chains. By tying it in chains, it is bound. So also, even if a great person, on account of desire, he gets bound. This being the case, who cannot gain mastery over the desires by industrious effort? Means by industrious effort, non-stop, one has to get over this desire. Continue.
Paramam paurusham yatnam astadaya srudyamam yatha shastramanudvegam acharan kona siddhibhak.
Paramam paurusham yatnam asthaya adaya sudyamam yatha shastram anudvegam acharan kaha siddhibhak na ad bhavati. Ad bhavati. Such a person, who is that? Paramam paurusham yatnam asthaya. Having taken to efforts to gain the highest goal or efforts, paramam paurusham, with industrious effort, not simple with it. Paramam paurusham yatnam means with industrious, consistent efforts. Asthaya, having taken to, having resorted to, asthaya. Sudyamam adaya. Su udyama means here, adaya, having taken to, perseverance. Perseverance. Lagatar. Without let or hindrance. Without sinking mentally. Without getting despaired. Like in Gauda, Mandukya Karika, in the illustration given is Tittiba, like the bird, it determined that it will dry up the ocean. A tiny bird resolving to what? Dry up the ocean. Not ready to listen to anyone. From its own, all birds onward, Narada also tried his best to dissuade from this foolish determination. Didn't budge. So that type of determination must be there. So Sudyamam adaya, having taken to perseverance, and yet it is not doing what you want. Strictly in accordance with the Shastra. Yatha Shastram, putting forth efforts as told in the Shastra. And at the same time, Anudvegam, Udvega Rahitam, free from anxiety and concern. Without wavering. See, at times people do put forth effort, but they are always concerned when the result is going to come, whether he is going to succeed or not, whether efforts are proper or not. Like this, there is a concern, anxiety. No, such a thing also is not there. That is anudvega. Mind is not disturbed about the result. So he is totally in for the means that are to be taken to. So anudvegam. Acharan, having taken to such conduct in the sense by putting forth such efforts. Acharan. Kaha siddhivak na bhavati. Who is that person who cannot be successful? Siddhivak means successful. With such effort, who cannot be successful means what? Kaku prayoga. Certainly one should become successful. There is no doubt about that. Now, very interestingly, three types of ahankaras are given. I notions, out of which are good, which is harmful, will be seen. Read 89.
Aham sarvamidam vishvam paramatmaham nanyadastiti samvidya paramasayaham krutihi.
Aham idam sarvam vishwam. Aham idam sarvam vishwam. Aham paramatma. Aham achyutah. Anyad nasti. Iti samvidya. Iti, you can add there, ya samvidya. Patantara is there, iti samvidya. That can be better over here. Ya samvidya. Sa, he, Patantaras are there, parama or pratama. Parama is better because second, not sorry, parama, prathama. The first one, this word is better because afterwards, second and third ahankaras are going to come. So therefore, sahi prathama ahankritihi. This is the first type of exalted ahankar. What is it? Aham idam sarvam vishwa. I am this entire creation. How can it be? You, an entity born in some remote corner of this world, not known to anyone at all. You may consider yourself a great, but how can you be every jagat? This person has taken to Atma Vichar. He has discovered that entire Jagat Vishwa is centered on the matrix of Nama Rupa, names and forms. Form means not ocular only, not to be seen only, that by which an entity is known to be the entity, that is the form. Fragrance is the form of a fragrant flower, like that. I am entire creation. How come? As you have seen, the entire Jagat can be reduced to Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa, name and form of the Jagat, are perceived through the channels of Tattadakara Antakarana Vrittis. They are experienced by the means of thoughts corresponding to the entities to be known, experienced. Without such thought, nothing can be experienced, nothing can be known. And yet, these thoughts are inert. They need to be brought to the level of consciousness, to the level of being aware of, or to the level of experiencing or knowing. If that is not done, you are not aware of them. Aware of what? Thoughts. When you are not aware of thought, you are not aware of name and forms. You are not aware of name and form. You are not aware of the Vishwa. And that which makes them aware of all this is Chaitanya, which is me. I, Chaitanya, am, or I, Chaitanya, is. Vrittis are, Namarupas are cognized, and therefore Vishwa is known as an existing entity. It is me, Chaitanya, which lends existence to the Vishwa. See, this is not only a brainwashing, okay, this is a fact. At least know this fact. This will show you that everything is about Brahma only, Chaitanya only, me only. However much you may not like to have that fact, but the fact is a fact. It doesn't depend on anyone's likes and dislikes. Better you know to your advantage and make good use of it. So therefore, aham idam sarvam vishwam. And that me, Chaitanya, which seemingly appears as Nama Rupa Atmaka Jagat, that Chaitanya itself is what? Paramatma. I am Paramatma. Me, Chaitanya, is none of these Panchakosha Atmas, none of these small fellows of Atmas from food sheath onwards, this, what is that, bliss sheath, none of them. Paramatma, the all-pervasive Chaitanya Paramatma. And when you may say, yes, you are Paramatma, I agree, 100% true. But now you have become Nama Rupatma Jagat and you are crying. Samsara, samsara, samsara. No. Achyutaha. Even though I seemingly appear as the Jagat, I am in my own glory of Satchidananda. I have never changed myself. There may be some appearance. I have nothing to do with that. I enjoy that also. So therefore, aham achyutah, never fallen, never deviated from my own glory. Sve mahimni sita. Always I abide in my own independent glory. Though at times I do seemingly appear as a Jagat. This is all the first type of Ahankara discussion. Anyad nasti, other than me, Anatma, there is nothing, sorry, not Anatma, other than me, Atma, there is nothing called Anatma or Vishayas. Everything has got existence on account of me, Chaitanya, Chaitanya alone, Paramatma. Iti Samvidya or Samvidya. By such highest knowledge, ya hi ahankriti, whatever ahankara that happens to be there, sa, that ahankara is what? Prathama, the first type of ahankara. Entire Jagat is me. I am Paramatma. I never deviate or discard my Swarupa. There is nothing other than me. Such type of knowledge, taking oneself to be so, is the first type of ahankara. Now let us see the second type of ahankara. Continue.
सर्वस्माद्व्यतिरिक्तोऽहं वालाग्रादप्यहं तनुः इति या संविदो ब्रह्मन् द्वितीयाहं कृतिः शुभा.
Brahman, aham sarvasmad vyatirikta. Aham valagrad api tanu. Iti ya samvidaha and sa shubha ahang dvitiya ahankriti sa iti samvidaha sa shubha dvitiya ahankriti. Brahman, Rubu addresses Nidaga, O great Brahmana. Aham, this concept, what is that? I am Sarvasmat Vyatirikta. I am totally distinct from entire Nama Rupatmaka Jagat. I have nothing to do with them, anything. Just a rope is totally distinct from the mistaken snake on it. Vyatiriktaha, totally distinct. And do you know what is my nature? Valagrad aham, me. Valagradapi tanu. I am subtle in the sense subtler than even the tip of the hair. Means tip of the hair in olden days was considered as very subtle. Nowadays you can change based on this. Their measure nanometer and all those things you can do. Micro, nano, and all those you can do. So that is. So I am so subtle. What do you mean by subtle? It means I am imperceptible. Atindriya. Shabda, sound, sparsha, touch, rupa, form, rasa, taste, gandha, smell. These five sense objects by which we perceive the world are not my features. Wherever these five shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, these features are there, one can perceive by pancha jnanendriyas, by five sense organs. And the entity free from shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, how can it be perceived? Impossible. It has no form, you can't see it. It has no sound, you can't hear it. It has no smell, you can't smell it. It has no touch, you can't touch it. It has no taste, you can't taste it. How are you going to know? These are only five sense organs which are left. If say mind, it is not object of mind also. Yato vacho nivartante prapi manasastra. Words cannot describe that. Because words can describe only which are jatik, which have got jatik, guna, kriya, sambandha, and rudi. We've seen many times. So therefore, tanuhu, say, earth has got all the five sense objects. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. The most gross. You can see, hear, taste, touch, smell. Whereas the space, only one feature, that is sound. You can hear, but no other perception is possible. Me, Chit Swarupa Atma, is even beyond the realm of space. So even sound is not my feature. I am totally imperceptible. Valagradapi aham tanu. Itiya samvidaha. Samvida means samvid only. This type of knowledge about me, sa, is what? Shubha Dvitiya Ahankriti. It is auspicious type of ahankara belonging to the second category. The second type of ahankara. Now, why it is Shubha? Why is it auspicious? The reason is given. Next line.
Mokshaya ishana bandhaya jivan muktasya vidyate.
Esha mokshaya no bandhaya. add sa Jivan Muktasya Vidyati. Isha Ahankriti. This second type of Ahankara described just now, Mokshaya Bhavati. It is the means of moksha. By such Ahankara, one gets liberated. Na bandhaya. Such second type of Ahankara is not the cause of bondage. It doesn't bind the individual jiva. Where do you find such Ahankara? Sahankriti Ahankara. Jivan Muktasya Vidyate. The Jivan Mukta has got such type of Ahankara. The second variety. Now, the third variety need not be described, we all have it. What is that Ahankara? Continue.
पाणिपादादिमात्रोऽयम् अहमित्येष निश्चयः अहङ्कारस्त्रितीयोऽसौ लौकिकस्तुच्छ एव सः
Panipadadimatra ayam add deha aham iti eshaha nishchayaha tritiyaha ahankaraha asau laukikaha tuchhaha eva saha. Panipadadimatraha ayam deha. Ayam this. What is this? Body, which is endowed with Panipada, endowed with all limbs, hands, legs, stomach, and all the head, eyes, etc. This embodiment, having hands, legs, etc., is what? That body is what? Aham. I am that body. Iti eshaha nishchaya. Such firm conviction. In short word, I am the body, that's all. This body is me. Total identification in the body. That type of I notion is what? The third type of ahankara. Tritiyaha ahankara. So, this third type of ahankara is what? Laukikaha. Commonly found in the world. Majorities have this ahankara. If you tell them you are the body, they will start staring at you. I think something wrong with this person. I think better send to a psychiatrist to find out whether he is mentally abnormal. And the psychiatrist will tell, yes, he is mentally abnormal because he also takes the body as I. And he has not ever any time come across Vedanta. Even if he has come to Vedanta, they don't agree also. The moment you say God principle, Ishvara, it is like a red rag to a bull. They straight away disagree without investigation. Because they are so much, what is that? superstitious, we have to say the word, use the word superstitious. Superstitious, that the body is me, Jagat is real, there is nothing called any other higher principle at all. So Laukika, commonly found in the world, but in fact, say Saha, Tuchaha eva, very low, miserable, wretched, because it puts you in the calamitous samsara. Universally found. So, therefore, by all means, this third type of ahankara has to be discarded. Continue.
Jiva eva duratmasau kanda samsara dustaro anenabhihato jantuhu adhodha paridhavati.
Asau duratma samsara dustaroho kanda anena abhihataha jantu adaha adaha paridhavati. Asau duratma. Asau, this third type of ahankara, duratma, very wicked entity. Very wicked entity. Because the sorrow is limitless on account of this ahankara, duratma. And therefore, and why so duratma? Samsara dustaroho kanda. Taru. Taru means tree. Dustaru, that bad tree. And what is that bad tree? In the form of samsara. Samsara dustaroho. Of the bad tree in the form of samsara vriksha. This third type of ahankara is what? Kandaha. Kanda means Mula Karana, or the root. You heard the word Kanda Mula? The bulb that is below the ground. Here is the sense of root. This ahankara is the root of samsara vriksha. So long as this ahankara is there, you cannot cut samsara vriksha, because keeping the root intact, if you cut the tree, again it revives. You have to uproot it. So therefore it is the root of this, what is that, bad tree of samsara. Therefore, varjaha eva, by all means, this ahankara needs to be discarded. needs to be discarded. Varjaha eva. And under the grip of this ahankara, what happens to the entity? Anena abhihataha jantu. Jantu, jiva, individual, an entity. Anena abhihataha. Anena means by this third type of ahankara. Abhihataha, struck in the sense overpowered. The jiva overpowered by the third type of ahankara. It says adaha paridhavati. It degrades low and low, falls low and low, like a ball on the staircase. If it slipped off from your hand and falls the staircase, it goes down with leaps and bounds. First, it falls second step, then 8th step, then 15th step, 100th step, just beyond the reach. So like this, one continuously degrades, being away from his swarupa, goes to lower, degrading means what? Taking to lower and lower embodiments. Instead of rising high to the embodiments which have got more and more sattva guna, it degrades in the embodiment more and more tamasic in nature and suffer the more and more sorrows. Paridhavati. Those who have got rid of, who having given up this third type of ahankara, take to either second or first, they get freed from samsara. Continue.
Anaya duraham krutya bhava santyakta chiram shishtahankara vanjantuhu shamavanyati muktatam.
Santaktaya anaya durahankritya bhavat chiram shishtahankaravan shamavan jantuhu muktatam yati. The one who gets freed from samsara, having given up this third variety. Santaktaya anaya durahankritya. By giving up by all means this third type of wicked, bad ahankara. Ahankritya bhava. Bhava means notion. Having given up this third type of notion of the bad ahankara, one aspect means having given up the identification with the body totally. Having given up totally, then positive aspect. What is it? Chiram Shishtahankaravan, having developed the remaining one of the remaining two ahankaras, the first variety or the second variety. Shishta, Shishta means remaining. That is, you can also take second one, Shubha Ankara. Actually, it applies to both, but more to second. So, and yet, and further, Shishta Ahankaravan, having developed the remaining Ahankara, one who is Shamavan Jantu, the Jiva entity who is Shamavan. Shamavan means Shama, Dama, etc. are there. Sadhana Chatushtaya, Sampatti is there. One who has got perfect mastery over oneself. Shuddha Antakarana is there. Chitta Naishalya is there. That by indicated by Shamavan. Muktatam Yati. Gets liberation. Give up. Give up. Third Ahankara. Develop one of the two remaining with mastery over oneself. That person gets freed from bondage. The contrast between the first two ahankaras and the third ahankara. Continue.
प्रथमौ द्वावहङ्कारौ अङ्गीकृत्य त्वलौकिकौ तृतीयाहङ्कृतिस्त्याज्या लौकिकी दुःखदायिनी.
Prathamam, not Prathamam. Prathamau, Dvau, Tu, Alaukikau, Ahankarau, Angikritya, Laukiki, Dukkadaini, Tritiya, Ahankriti, Tyajya. Laukiki, Dukkadaini, Tritiya, Ahankriti, Tyajya. Having accepted the first two, the third one, which breeds sorrows, needs to be given up. Prathama Udvav, earlier two, described in 89 and 90. Dvav, which are ahankaras. What type of ahankara? Two alaukika. Because ahankara means straight away we know erroneous identifying the body. Here it is two contrast issue. Not this commonly seen. Alaukika. Otherworldly in the sense divine as it were. Why? Generally ahankara bites, but this ahankara releases you. So alaukika, otherworldly as it were, some divine as it were. Alaukika. Ahankarau angikritya. Having accepted this ahankara, you have to give up the third one. What is the third one? laukiki, invariably found in this world, universally found in this world. Same time it is dukkadaini, the source of sorrows. Invariably it gives the sorrow of samsara. What is it? Tritiya ahankriti, the third type of ahankara, wherein embodiment is mistaken as I. What should be done? Tyajya, should be given up. It should be given up. Three ahankaras are described. Third one, get rid of, discard it, develop the other two. The other two will free you from the bondage of samsara. Read the next one.
अथ ते अपि संत्यज्य सर्वाः कृतिवर्जितः सतिष्ठति तथात्युच्चैः परमेवाधिरोहति
Atha te api, te, the vibhakti has to be changed. In the vibhakti means declinational case. Te should be changed to ta. Not a mistake, it's a Vedic mistake. But its meaning has to be taken as tan. Those two. No, not those two. All those three. Api santyajya sarvahankriti varjita. Saha tishtati तथा उच्चैः परम एव अधिरोहति. Atha, atha in the sense of vikalpa. Vikalpa in the sense of option. What was told earlier? Discard the third, develop the two, get freed from samsara. Now says, discard all the three. What is to be done? We'll see that.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् अस्तु मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।